Hey guys, I'm making this video to hopefully clear up some confusion around the location that Jay shared with his friends after watching electro paramedics live on TikTok last night. Luggy claimed they didn't have Jay's location from the screenshot, but they did. The person he sent it to had exactly that. It wasn't just a screenshot, it was a live location shared via GPS, meaning they weren't looking at a static image, but an active, precise location update. There was no need to scratch heads or crowdsource answers on Facebook. Whoever Jay shared his location with only had to tap it to open it directly in Maps, instantly pinpointing where he was. Luggy also argued that having only 2 cell towers meant the location wasn't accurate, and that 3 towers would have improved precision. While that's true in terms of cell phone triangulation, it doesn't apply here, because this wasn't an estimate based on towers. This was a GPS-tracked location, which is significantly more accurate. Before we get into the screenshots themselves, let's discuss a little about iPhone location services and how they work. Whilst iPhone can use cell tower triangulation for location services, if GPS and data signal, mobile data, are present, it will prioritize these technologies as they are far more accurate. GPS provides precise location tracking within a few meters by communicating with satellites. Whereas cell tower triangulation is a fallback method that is less accurate, often within a few hundred meters, and used when GPS or data signals are weak, such as in rural areas or indoors. When relying on less accurate methods like cell tower triangulation, iPhone will display a wider circle around the location, indicating a broader, less precise estimate. The larger the circle, the lower the accuracy. A small pinpointed dot means high accuracy using GPS, whereas a larger faded circle suggests lower accuracy from cell towers. With regards to Jay Slater, there was a cell tower close to the Mirador, meaning his phone could have connected to it for location triangulation. However, given that he was actively using apps such as Apple Maps, WhatsApp, and making video calls, this strongly suggests that GPS and a fairly strong data connection were available at the time. In the screenshot we have seen, the location dot is small, which indicates a highly accurate location fix rather than an estimated one from cell tower triangulation. This means his phone was using GPS rather than just cell tower signals, providing a precise reading of where he was at that time. If GPS and data were active, his iPhone would have used them for a far more accurate location fix rather than relying on cell tower triangulation alone. The presence of a nearby cell tower, his app activity, and the small location dot in the screenshot suggests that a highly accurate, precise location was available at that moment. Now let's discuss the screenshots you can see on screen. The first image is a screenshot of Jay's location, but it's taken from a much more zoomed out level. From this, we can see that whoever received the location was in the Playa de las Americas or Los Cristianos area. It's important to note that Jay didn't send a screenshot. He shared his live location with someone. We know this because his name, Jay Slater, appears on the location pin. If this were simply his own location on his own phone, it would just display a blue dot. Additionally, at the top of the image, we can see key indicators. A call was active with a green background around the time, the microphone indicator was on, and other status icons like Wi-Fi and charging were visible. If this screenshot had been taken on Jay's own phone in Moscow, it wouldn't have shown Wi-Fi or a charging indicator, since he was supposedly on a dirt track with no access to either. A key observation in the first screenshot is the absence of the dynamic island, the black pill-shaped area at the top of the screen, which was introduced with the iPhone 14 Pro. In contrast, the second screenshot does have it. The dynamic island appears in screenshots whenever the microphone indicator, the small orange dot, is active. On iPhones with dynamic islands such as the iPhone 14 Pro, 14 Pro Max, and the iPhone 15 series, the microphone indicator is part of it. On older iPhones, the orange dot appears in the top right corner near the battery icon. From this, we can conclude that the first image was taken on a pre-iPhone 14 Pro device because it lacks the dynamic island. The second image was taken on an iPhone 14 Pro or newer. The second image contains both microphone indicators, confirming it is a screenshot of a screenshot. We know Lucy uploaded the second screenshot to Facebook asking for help. This suggests she had the iPhone 14 Pro or newer and was the one who took a screenshot of the original screenshot she received. The first image was most likely screenshotted by the person Jay originally shared his location with, since it lacks the dynamic island and only has a single microphone indicator. The first screenshot was taken at 8:50 a.m., while the second screenshot was taken at 8:49 a.m. Given that the green call indicator is visible, it suggests that the person Jay originally shared his location with was on the phone with Lucy at the time. We've seen two versions of Jay's location: a close-up view showing the exact road where he was, and a zoomed-out version covering the entire island. This means the person who received Jay's location had a precise point they could use for navigation. They could have opened Apple Maps and followed step-by-step directions to his last known location. There's been a lot of discussion about searching 4 different ravines based on the live stream last night, with Brad helping narrow down which one Jay could have gone into. Looking at Apple Maps, I've placed a pin at Jay's last GPS location, and you can clearly see it was on or right next to a dirt track. If you check the bottom left of the map, you'll see the actual Barranco Juan Lopez, the nearest ravine. The dirt track extends about 0.6 miles toward this ravine, as measured on Google Earth. It's a large visible path on satellite imagery. Logically, if Jay had left the road and continued walking, he would have taken the most obvious and accessible route, the dirt track leading toward Barranco Juan Lopez. It doesn't make sense why this area wasn't the first and most thoroughly searched before looking at adjacent ravines. The hiking trail from the TF 436 road to the beach via Barranco Juan Lopez covers approximately 5.8 miles round trip, with an elevation change of 763 meters. Using a rough estimate, if the ravine extends around 2.9 miles from the road to the beach with an average width of 0.3 miles, that would mean the total area is around 0.87 square miles. This is a rough estimate due to its irregular shape, but it provides an idea of the size of the area in question. All of this raises major questions. Why did it take so long to search Jay's last known area, especially when his final location indicated he left the road and entered the dirt track? His friends had access to an exact location, not just a screenshot, but a real-time shared location that could be used in Apple Maps for directions. They could have gone directly to him. This timeline and the way the search unfolded leave a lot of unanswered questions. As always, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below.